meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence. You may be seated.
Sorry, guys. I'm fighting a kidney stone, so I'm in frequent back and forth these days.
All right.
That's okay, I don't care.
Thank you for that.
All right. All board members are present. Keith, would you read our mission and vision statement, please?
The mission of East Washington School Corporation is students are empowered and encouraged to reach their personal best. And the vision of East Washington School Corporation is achieve excellence.
Thank you. We're going to move right into our school corporation aims and reports with our superintendent report. Mrs. Jones.
Okay, well, just a little over a week away, and so if you look, I mean, I know you walk in our office, you can see construction, just basically some tear down and getting ready to start a new school year. The elementary school is fully staffed with teachers, so that's, I'm really happy where we're at with that. We have a couple even new, I think, that are being approved tonight, so the classrooms look good. I walked through, the custodians have worked hard. I mean, you know, cleaning carpets. The elementary has a lot, they don't strip the floors, but they clean carpets, and it's a lot of work, but the rooms look ready. Teachers have been in, they're getting their classrooms set. We got a lot of opportunities over the next few days that we'll see some little ones back in the buildings to get ready and meet their teachers. So excited, Stacy's excited. I think we'll probably have a few more pairs that will be hired over the next few days, but that's looking good there. Just saw Dish this afternoon. I think the middle school, they're ready to go. They're working on some final things for opening day and making a few changes with our iPads this year. I think the consensus, we will not send K4 iPads home on a regular basis, and we're also going to carry that over to the 5th grade. So K5 will not take iPads home through the months that do not require weather, you know, where there's impending weather. So just talked with him on the chargers and some things on how we're going to make that work. And I'll get with Kyle and take care of all that. Infinite Campus we're getting really close. I mean, you know, when you change a student information system, and Kyle has worked really hard this summer. Had new copiers, they're here, which, you know, all those logistics that just take a lot of time. Infinite Campus, the security updates, they're finishing around, and they're still waiting on a few things in our office, but they're here all week, so hopefully everything's ready to go. And they've worked hard, so appreciate all of that. But it's just a lot of projects for technology, and we'll have also new staff devices all the way through. So he's rolled those out. So a lot going on in technology. And then high school, we've had some staffing and some things going on at the high school, but Darren, I met with him today, and they're going to be we'll hire a nurse this week. They've got some interviews, but they're getting ready for another year, so that's where we're at. Self-insurance, I know that was a question. I just want to make sure I address it. Self-insurance fund is low, and Joanna and I have watched it really close. That's the thing about being self-insured. I mean, you can go from a very healthy balance to a very low balance rather quickly with a high claim. The good thing about our broker, and that we have a good stop loss, so we would never pay more than $75,000 on an individual. The challenge is we have some really high stop loss payments that we're waiting on, and we are waiting on them. And in our contract, they can hold them, and when they are high payments, they hold them till the last day. Sometimes we get them the very last day, sometimes the next to the last day. But so, you know, the balance, while it looks a little concerning right now, there is several amounts over $300,000 that we're waiting on the, you know, so that fund looks low, but our cash balance is healthy enough that we don't have to worry about making an insurance payment. So I did want to make sure that you all have that information.
Rebecca, is there a stop loss, like if there's multiple claims? So say if there were 10, $50,000 claims? Is there
Each
ever a point-
individual.
It's all individual based?
Well, no,
system-based?
we also have a maximum that we would have to pay
Okay.
all the way across.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
it's,
Okay.
yeah.
all right, that's good.
And that's your aggregate. And last year, they thought in fact, mid-year, we got a large check, and they said because we were over our aggregate. Then at the end of the year, we were under, so we deposited that check, but we knew that was probably going back, because at the end of the day, when the 12 months were up, we were under, and so we had to send it back, which we want to be under, but that's how that works. And they evaluate that. Usually it's 6 months, and then again at the end of the year. And we have our insurance meeting Thursday. I'll meet with FRP, our broker, and they'll give us our rates and give us our options for our staff. And so we want to continue to be as competitive and as supportive of our staff on benefits, but the reality is we're reaching a point where the corporation cannot probably sustain full cost of insurance. And I feel like we've done a really good job telling staff that. You know, it's every year we're telling them this could be it. And last year, when insurance, I said, I really believe this is probably our last year of free insurance across the board. So, you know, where rates come in, when you have, the good thing about self-insurance is you're not paying another company to run all of it. And so you do save money. And even if you look at what we've paid over the last 5 years, we have saved money. The challenge is you're paying your own claims. So you think, oh, it's going to be, you don't have a good year, you're paying them. So, Joanna completed the fiscal year closeout with the exception she needs the board president's signature on our Form 9. And they have that there, and then we'll submit that. We're continuing to kind of transition everything in the office. Ashley did payroll this week, all on her own. And Joanna then could review it. It's so we're going through the transition, and I think feel like we're in good shape now. So that's good. As far as our projects, the high school library has carpet now, and also they're starting the painting. And that's not how we wanted it to go, but we've got plastic down. They'll get it painted. We'll be ready to go for first day. They've got the glass wall in, so that looks really neat. It's different, and we're working on that common area, because that common area is not going to be a library. It's going to be the early college commons, which is a requirement to be an early college. So that's going to be a neat space for our kids. We also upgraded the camera in that room because it's more of an independent room. So not every kid will have access to that room, but Kyle and I decided a different camera for monitoring purposes. So we've made that upgrade in there.
How will that be controlled from the standpoint of who is in and out? Will that just be left to the folks in there, or?
No. So in early college, we have Mark Olish, Jen Olish, Laura Walton, Amanda Hurst, and Darren have worked with Cell out of Indianapolis. The last year and a half, really, I would say we've ramped up, and they are working the process of who, are we going to be an applicant process? Different schools do it different, but these are kids that are really working through dual credit, and then, is it every kid that's in dual credit, or I want to be part of early college because I'm going on to college. So it will be they will be identified. So no, not everyone will have access. And Darren and I have met a little bit, really thinking probably only juniors and seniors. You all remember the days of independent study where if you had a study hall and you were a junior or senior, so it's going to look a little more like that. Every school that has an early college has to have it. It's part of the requirements. A lot of people use a classroom. We wanted it to feel more like a college, like a college commons area. So the space is not done in there by any means. We're going to work on some signage, and we want some college pennants, but the actual who is allowed in there will be determined by probably that group, and they're working through that process.
I like that. I think that's great.
It's going to be it's really going to be neat. The middle school, they finished the doors in the mess hall, the back where the cafe used to be. That is now going to be a podcast area and so we've got that area done, and they worked through that with our grant. And then Dave Churchman, he found us a gaga pit here. It's probably been several months, and Dawn and I have worked through and we said some install costs, but we are gonna have a gaga pit, and it's a nice pit. It's gonna be out by the recess area for the 5th grade, so excited to add that. There's some other things we'd like to add for middle school, and we'll do that as we can, but they will enjoy that. It's something new for them. I think that's, and then in here, we're just in construction zone, so hopefully he's gonna start painting here in the next few days, and then we'll look at the changes in the flooring. But just moving those cabinets out of it's kind of opened the space up, and happy with where the admin office. So, and then this is Donna's last night. It's my last thing. So she's retiring, and she's made a lot of contributions, and Donna's worked in the middle school and a lot of years over here, and I think she's probably kept a lot of superintendents on track, and I know I would not have been nearly as successful in doing my job. And I told her this morning, her listening ear is what I'm gonna miss the most, because have you done this, and don't forget this. She knows what I need to do before I do it, and she'll be missed, but she's a trusted colleague and a really important part of this corporation, and she's gonna leave a hole. So that's
Thank you, Donna.
yes.
Thank you, Donna.
Donna.
We can't thank you enough.
All right. At this time, we can open for public comments. All right. We will move to the consent items. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Approval of personnel changes, just as presented there. Not gonna go through all those. We do extend on to the next page. Do we have a motion to approve all the personnel changes?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Action items. Permission to employ prior to the start of school. It's recommended the board grant permission for Superintendent Rebecca Jones to employ personnel prior to the start of the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the addendum to the collective bargaining agreement. It's recommended the board approve the addendum to the 25-26 collective bargaining agreement as presented. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that.
And a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the EWSC crisis plan. It's recommended the board approve the 26-27 NMIS EWSC crisis action plan as submitted. Do we have a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
Discussion on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the EWSC classified handbook. It's recommended the board approve the 26-27 classified handbook as presented. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the EWSC new certified employee evaluation form. It's recommended the board approve the new certified employee evaluation form as presented. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
All right, and a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, approval of the annual ECA financial reports. It's recommended the board approve the annual ECA financial reports as submitted by the building ECA treasurers. Do we have a motion to approve those?
I'll make that motion.
And second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the 26-27 school lunch prices. The adult breakfast and lunch prices will be the following amounts for the 26-27 school year. Please note, minimum prices are controlled and set under the guidance of the Indiana DOE and USDA. Adult breakfast is $3.05, adult lunch is $5.35. The student price for a second breakfast is $3.05, and the student price for a second lunch is $4.85. All students receive a free breakfast and lunch, but if they want to purchase a second one, the above prices are what will be charged. It is recommended the board approve the 26-27 school lunch prices as presented. We have a motion to approve. Okay. And a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
So just real quick, I assume that just means if they're going through the line and they want two tray or two.
Yeah, a lot of our
portions.
kids will go back and buy a second
Yeah.
tray, yeah.
How do they pay for that? Do they have a?
They have accounts, we still have lunch accounts, so
Okay.
people can put money in their lunch accounts,
Okay.
yeah.
Can they pay
At
at the time, like if they decide they want to go
No.
back?
No.
They have to have money.
They have money in their accounts.
Okay.
Okay, I thought that was the case,
Yeah.
but I wasn't sure.
They, the treasurers, because the treasurers, that's a point of sale, but OPA doesn't take the money, and that's all.
Oh,
I see, okay.
Did that go up significantly at all? Last year?
You know, that's the federal rate, so I don't remember honestly.
Okay.
Because all of our kids eat their first free lunch. I can ask Greg if you guys want to know, but
That's all right, I
that's,
was just curious.
Still pretty cheap for a,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that's a
Yeah.
deal. It's a
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. and we have good food now.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of grants, Washington County Community Foundation Impact Grant, $5,000 for the elementary school. It's recommended to approve the grants as presented. Do I have a motion to approve the grant?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? And any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I will say that we went to that dinner, I went with Stacy, and it was the foundation annual dinner. It was really nice, and they did a really good job with their presentation. It was a tribute to music, and it was really, Stacy did a nice job presenting for the school corporation. And she told us just the impact of some of the money that she received from the foundation, and then they granted her another $5,000, so it was a nice deal.
All right, next is approval of donations for the elementary school. New Hope United Methodist Church, $300 for the back-to-school supply event. For the high school, Eva and Bob Lewandowski,
Yep.
$100 for the Larry Cottingham Memorial for FFA. High school, Jeremy and Tammy Souter, $100 for the Larry Cottingham Memorial for FFA. And the elementary school, New Hope United Methodist Church, $300 for the school supply service project. It's recommended that the board approve these donations. Do we have a motion to approve those?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of obsolete surplus items, bus 19, as presented there. It's a recommendation to approve all items obsolete surplus as presented. Do I have a motion to accept that? And a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Remind me again, did they just say sold?
This one won't because the engine went out and
Okay.
it will be destroyed. We had an issue with the federal grant that we received back from the electric bus, and they denied the bus that Greg had destroyed. And so we're complying with the federal government's request, and we're having to destroy it, but on a positive, it had to be a bus that was on a route every day. And with this, when we bought the bus, it was, so we're gonna, and the engine blew on this one, and this is the one we didn't fix the engine that was gonna
Yeah.
cost us, so.
So it all worked out okay?
So it all worked out okay in the end, but no, we won't sell that bus. I'm not sure we can get, you know, it's, the engine's gone. We can maybe go about 30 miles an hour on it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, well, it will be destroyed here this week after you all approve this to comply with the federal government.
Right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, then we have board member comments or committee reports. Okay. All right, the next school board meeting is scheduled for August 25th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
And a second.
I'll second it.
All those those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
We're tired.
How's the work at
Is it broke?
It's not broke, I think it's, you know, I have those tears in my rotator cuff, and so